could be more.
I'm sorry, I don't...
When the murder hit the paper, so did your face. Earlier on, we got a call from a Mr. Fred Jenner from the Delmarva Collection Agency. Is shopping your vocation, Miss Hazlitt, or just a hobby?
I like nice things, and I can afford them.
Well, you can now.
If you've got something to say, Lieutenant, perhaps you ought to spit it out.
Mr. Jenner has been trying to collect from you for several months without much success. A couple of weeks ago, he called your late father, who told him, quote, Carolyn's debts are Carolyn's problem, unquote.
You think I killed my father for an inheritance? You're crazy. $32,000? Well, I could borrow twice that on my jewelry alone. Oh, no, Lieutenant. If you're looking for a motive, my stepmother's inheritance makes mine look like milk and cookie money. Or didn't you know about that outrageous insurance policy she made Daddy take out during their honeymoon? Dear Alice will get millions.
Mark, you know where I could find Alice.
She's probably estimating what she can get out of the painting. Try the living room.
Ah, there you are. Lieutenant Ames asked me to tell you that he'll be returning here at 3.
Oh, but I heard he'd arrested Mr. Singh.
Well, apparently there have been some complications.
Good. I never really believed Mr. Singh did it. He seemed so civil. But Dad said finding the ruby in his glove proved he was guilty. Do you think I should serve tea?
Oh, I hardly think that's necessary.
Then I'll just go and freshen up. Excuse me.
Lab report. The tobacco in the cigarette used to trigger that door latch was Turkish. You're not surprised?
I would be surprised if it wasn't Turkish.
You already heard. Well, your sources are quicker than mine.
Well, it's another obvious finger of suspicion pointed at Mr. Singh. I mean, someone could easily have filched a cigarette unobserved from the box that he left on the table.
Lieutenant Ames, I understand you wanted to see me. Will this take long?
Well, that depends on you, Mrs. Hazlitt. I've been in touch with your husband's insurance company.
Now, hold one bleeding minute. Are you saying that my daughter had something to do with her own husband's murder?
I'm afraid that's why we asked you to be here, Bert.
But, Mrs. Fletcher, it's not true.
Of course it's not. Don't you remember? She was nearly killed herself.
What better way to avoid suspicion than to pretend to be nearly a victim yourself?
Pretend?
Yes, my guess is that you started that car yourself, waited by the door until you heard someone coming, and then you quickly locked the door and then pretended to be unconscious when they came in.
That's insane.
Come off it. You were there. You saw how ill she was.
Then why did she refuse to go to the hospital? Unless she had plans that meant she had to be home.
A beautiful girl of modest means marries a wealthy, older man. You better believe she has plans. Plans to murder him the first chance she gets. And Singh bringing up that curse, well, that was just the diversion you were looking for.
No, it's not true, any of it. Dad, please make them believe me.
It's no use, Mr. Davies. When Mrs. Fletcher found the cigarette used to rig that lock, that was the cincher. Now, you claim to have given up smoking, but I happen to know that you have a pack of cigarettes stashed in the living room.
I never made that claim. It's what Richard wanted to believe. I did try to give it up.
You're balmy. She smokes English cigarettes, not Turkish.
And just how did you know the cigarette we found was Turkish, Bert? Lieutenant Ames just received the lab report only an hour ago.
Well, he just said it.
No, I didn't.
Dad?
Yeah, oh, don't you listen to them, love. They're lying.
I'm afraid not. You see, after Alice's accident, I couldn't help thinking how fortuitous it was that you and Mark had just happened to come along in time to save her.
But I told you, I went out to get me pipe.
That's what you said, but I'm afraid it isn't true. You see, when you joined Seth, I was having a conversation with Mr. Singh. You were carrying your pipe, which you put in your pocket in order to shake hands.
Are you saying that I deliberately tried to kill my own daughter?
No, Bert. You never intended to kill her. You only wanted to raise the specter of the curse so that when Richard was found dead and the ruby missing, we'd naturally suspect Mr. Singh.
But you found that ruby on Mr. Singh yourself.
Planted there by your father.
How else could he have told you that it was found in Mr. Singh's glove? Only 5 people knew that. The lieutenant, Seth, me, and Mr. Singh, and the person who put it there.
It was you, Dad? You left the engine running? You locked me in the garage with the carbon monoxide? You nearly killed me.
No. Don't you see? I had it planned down to the second. I had the key in my pocket. If Mark hadn't have found his, I would have blown it there and then. I would have opened the door and got you out. I swear it. And it was his fault. I saw the kind of man Richard was. Cold, possessive, king of the bloody world. And how he owned you. And he could show you off to make people think more of him. What kind of a life could you have with a man like that? But without him, you'd inherit. Oh, we could have been so happy, you and me. Always going first class. Never needing to buy a leave from anybody. Would have been grand. You do see. You do see, don't you, love? Well, I was thinking of you.
Come on, woman. Time's wasting.
High priority assignment? No, please, I understand. But I must say that it's been a privilege to work with someone of your top security clearance.
Now, see here, Lieutenant, for the last time, I am not some sort of secret government agent. I'm simply Jessica Fletcher from Cabot Cove, Maine. Look, here is my Social Security card, my library card, my voter's registration card. Now, do you believe me?
Hey, Jess. You'd better hurry if you want to meet with that agent before he goes to Moscow.
Best phony idea I've ever seen.